This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below. So this next one is really interesting. The United States of America has sued a church, the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing in the Southern District of Florida, asking for an injunction, and the agency that is suing is the United States Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. And they are suing to halt the sale of an unproven and unapproved treatment, which includes the COVID-19 disease. Specifically, plaintiff, United States, seeks a permanent injunction to restrain and enjoin the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing and the Grennan family, Mark Grennan, Joseph Grennan, Jordan Grennan, Jonathan Grennan, from directly or indirectly doing or causing the following acts: introducing or delivering for introduction into interstate commerce unapproved new drugs, introducing or delivering for introduction into interstate commerce drugs that are misbranded, or by causing drugs to become misbranded while they are held for sale after shipment. Okay. Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing is a secular entity based in the state of Florida that sells and distributes a product called Miracle Mineral Solution, also referred to as MMS. They operate a website at newg2sacraments.org, the sales website, which offers MMS for sale in the United States. Genesis describes itself on its website as a non-religious church focusing on restoring health to the world that was formed for the purpose of serving mankind and not for the purpose of worship. Wait a second. So I'm confused here. So they are a church, but they are a secular church. I have limited experience with secular churches. That's a weird, that doesn't drive in my brain. Genesis operates another website, g2churchnews.org, that contains claims that MMS is intended to cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent the virus, which includes the current disease, and links to testimonials claiming that MMS cures a litany of other things, including Alzheimer's, autism, brain cancer, HIV, AIDS, and multiple sclerosis. The sales website is available through links from defendants' websites genesis2church.ch and g2voice.is, both of which contain or link to claims regarding MMS's use to cure diseases. Genesis is located in Bradenton, Florida, and does business within the jurisdiction of this court. Mark Grennan is the archbishop. Joseph Grennan is the bishop. Jordan and Jonathan are also bishops. It is a violation of the act to introduce or deliver for introduction into interstate commerce a new drug that is neither approved by the FDA nor exempt from approval. Why do they keep saying interstate commerce? This is the FDA. What does the FDA have authorization or have jurisdiction over? It is only food and drugs in the course of interstate commerce. So the federal government does not have jurisdiction over intra or infra-state commerce. Commerce entirely within the borders of a state is technically not regulable. But most commerce still spills out over the borders of the state. Can we think of a type of commerce that doesn't, that could? Let's think of two types of commerce here. I'm specifically thinking of two. So one would be firearms. Firearms do involve interstate commerce. They do involve the potential for the item to be sold between states, between consumers of different states. And so the jurisdiction of the federal government, the federal government takes that jurisdiction away from the states and says, well, we regulate firearms. The federal government regulates firearms because it's interstate commerce. But how about insurance? How about health insurance? Health insurance doesn't cross state lines. It certainly, like, the consumer of it can cross state lines, but you don't live in Wisconsin and buy your health insurance from Pennsylvania. You don't live in Florida and buy your health insurance from California. You get your health insurance from an insurance company that operates in your state, and they only sell those plans to the people in that state because the state regulates its own insurance. So those are the two examples that I like to use. Specifically, a new drug may not be introduced or delivered for introduction into interstate commerce unless the FDA has approved a new drug application or an abbreviated application with respect to the item. Under the FDCA, the Federal Drug Classification Act, I'm guessing, the definition includes articles intended for use in the diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of a disease in man. The intended use of a product may be determined from any relevant source, including labeling. Labeling includes a display of written, printed, graphical matter, etc. MMS is a drug within the meaning of the Act because it is intended for use in the cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease in man. Defendant's website contains claims that MMS cures, mitigates, treats the situation. For example, news websites state, G2 Church sacramental dosing for adults, 6 drops activated MMS in 4 ounces of water every 2 hours, 5 times a day. Repeat second day. If all symptoms are gone, then continue with 3 drops and hour. So that they have a typo on their own website. For 8 hours for another 3 days. For small children, same above, but with only 3 drops, 1 drop instead of 3 drops of the 3 days after the first 2 days of strong dosing. Note, this should wipe it out. This thing that many are being scared with its presence in this world. Please contact us at support@genesis2church.is. In a video available on defendant's radio website, the defendant, Mark Grennan, makes the following claims. It's curable. Do you believe it? You better. Every week I am doing my dosing. Why? We have a family on it. We have a couple of other people. 6 drops of activated MMS, 4 ounces of water every 2 hours, 4 or 5 times the first day. It should. It might even kick it out the first day, but depends on how long you've had it. If it's in your lungs, do it the second day again. Then I'd just go to 3 drops, 8 hours a day for 3 to 4 days. Then just keep going. Kick it out of you. Small children, we can cut everything in half. Yeah, including their growth and their health. 3 drops of it every 2 hours versus a couple days. 3 drops, then a drop, really not 3. In another video, he says, it's curable, you believe that, you better, it's wicked good stuff, Joe. MMS will kill it. So they describe the situation that we're in, they go into how serious it is, and how the MMS is a new drug. MMS is sold under the following aliases: Sacramental Cleansing Water, Miracle Mineral Solution, MMS1, G2 Church Sacramental, G2 Church Sacrament, G2 Kit 2. There are no published, adequate, or well-controlled studies demonstrating that defendant's MMS is safe and effective for use under the conditions prescribed, recommended, or suggested. There are no published or well-controlled studies for the intended uses of MMS to cure, mitigate, or prevent anything. Defendant's MMS is not GRACE. I don't know what GRACE is, GRASE, and therefore is a new drug. I don't think they defined GRACE up here. I imagine it's some kind of approval. So they go into how they introduce them into interstate commerce. That's what gives this court jurisdiction. They go into how it has false and misleading labeling and that it gets distributed into interstate commerce. It's therefore misbranded as well. The FDA warned them on April 8th, said that they are violating the act by distributing unapproved new drugs and gave them 48 hours to respond with specific steps they've taken to correct the violations described in the letter. If you cannot complete corrective action within 48 hours, state the reason for the delay and the time within which you will complete the corrections. If you believe your products are not in violation, include your reasoning and any supporting information. The warning letter was posted to the defendant's website, along with their statement in reaction to it. Defendants claimed that the FDA did not have jurisdiction over their activities and that they would fight the warning letter and continue to distribute MMS. They also received a written response stating, "We can say that it cures, heals, or treats because we're a free church. don't need you approval or authorization for a church sacrament. There will be no corrective actions on our part. You have no authority over us. Never going to happen. Let's turn then now to the next thing that happened. The judge issued the requested temporary restraining order. So I'm going to skip the parts that we've already gone over. So this is a complaint for an injunction that says that they violate these various laws by introducing unapproved drugs into the stream of commerce. The United States motion for a temporary restraining order is granted without notice to defendants. It will be issued April 17th at 10 a.m. and it shall expire May 1st at 10 a.m. unless extended by the court for good cause shown. Upon entry of this order, defendants and each of all of their directors, officers, agents, representatives, employees, successors, attorneys, and any and all other person in active concert of them who receive actual notice of this order shall not, during the pendency of this action, directly or indirectly, label, hold, or distribute any drug, including MMS, that does not have an approved new drug application or abbreviated new drug application, or an investigational new drug application, or any drug that is misbranded. Upon entry of this order, defendants shall not, directly or indirectly, cause any drug, including but not limited to MMS, to become misbranded. They shall immediately refrain from disposing any assets that may interfere with the implementation of payment of restitution. So they can't shut down their company. They can't try to hide their assets. Defendants and associated persons are prohibited from destroying any document or record in electronic format or otherwise within their custody or control that are related to MMS, misbranded drugs, or unapproved new drugs. The FDA shall be permitted to inspect defendants' place of business and take any measures necessary to monitor and ensure compliance with the terms of the orders. So the FDA gets to inspect, gets to come onto the premises and inspect. FDA representatives shall be permitted to have immediate access to buildings, including their Bradenton, Florida address, to equipment, raw ingredients, materials, finished products, containers, packaging material, labeling, or other promotional materials. They can take photographs, make video recordings, take samples of defendants in process or unfinished and finished products, containers, packaging material, labeling, other promotional material, examine and copy all records related to labeling, holding, distribution of the drugs or their components. The inspection shall be permitted upon presentation of a copy of this order and appropriate credentials. The inspection authority granted by this order is separate and apart from, in addition to, the authority they already have to make inspections. Defendants shall bear the cost of any inspections, analytical work. That means that the church is going to have to pay for it. Defendants shall post a copy of this order in a common area at the facility and any other location in which defendants conduct business, and shall ensure that the order remains posted for as long as the order remains in effect. So between April 17th and May 1st, the defendants have to post this order in a common area at their facility. The United States shall promptly provide notice of this action, and they set a preliminary injunction hearing for May 1st, 2020 at 10 a.m. in front of Kathleen Williams, United States District Judge. I'm hoping that that is a telephone hearing, but the judge can order that as they see fit. So that's the United States FDA suing the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing, which on their website, didn't it say they're a secular organization? Then when they were challenged by the FDA, they said, no, we're a church. You can't do anything. Religious freedom, First Amendment. Doesn't work like that, people. Talk to almost any lawyer. Talk to any competent lawyer, and you'll get an answer. They have the right to do this. There is no reason why you should be selling some weird drug thing. Let me see what this is, because it's newg2sacraments.org. Let's go to newg2sacraments.org and see what's up there. This is going to be a weird one. I'm sorry, but let's see. Welcome to the Genesis 2 Church. And here's MMS. It's still up on the website. So it is, as I read this, it is 4/26. It is April 26th, and they've got MMS listed here as a sacramental kit. $10 gets you a 2-ounce G2 sacramental kit. They have a travel kit. It is sodium chlorite and hydrochloric. I don't think there's anything. I think HCl is hydrochloric acid. So what does sodium chlorite and hydrochloric acid make when you mix it? I'm going to guess it makes chlorine gas or chlorine bleach. That's what I'm going to guess. But yeah, let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. There we go. Chlorine dioxide. Where's Kaylee? So Kotaku says it's chlorine dioxide, which I can't imagine is healthy for you at all. And it looks like it's still up on their website, which isn't it not supposed to be on their website anymore? Single sacraments. Now it says we are currently in prayer. So you can buy the MMS in a sacramental kit still. Nope. It comes to a product page that says, we are currently in prayer. Please pray for us. Restoring health to the world. If I go to try to add this to my cart, can I actually get to a point? Nope. The cart is down. Everyone, the cart is down. So they must be trying to do something to comply with the court's order. I don't know if they realize what happens if you disobey a court order. So what is this temporary restraining order? It is a court order. This is not a judgment. So a judgment would be one thing. A judgment is not a court order. A judgment is a judgment, and a judgment means that you have been found liable in court for some kind of money damages in a civil case. And that's what this is, I think. This is a civil case. I don't think this is, CV. So you see how it says CV here? It's a civil case. So it's not a criminal case, although it could become one. But it's a civil case, and so it being a restraining order, as long as they follow the restraining order, the judge won't hold them in any further violation of the order. But if you violate the order, then the judge has pretty much any remedy available to them. The judge can fine you money. The judge can hold a further hearing and hold you in criminal contempt and throw you in jail until you comply. It's not jail as a punishment, it's jail to compel you to comply with the order. So if you refuse to modify your website to close down the sale of the illegal product, then you could be thrown in jail until you agree to do so. And then if you don't do it again, I bet you could be thrown in jail, again. In fact, it might even be a situation where you have to switch it over before you leave jail. They'll give you the technology and you have to show them that you're going to, comply with the order before you leave jail. This was the thing with Chelsea Manning. She wasn't allowed to leave jail in the latest round until she complied with the court order, or the court order became moot. And when the case was dismissed because they were done with their investigation, the court order was moot, and so they didn't have any reason to hold her in jail. It wasn't punishment, it was to compel her to comply with the court's order. They can do the same thing here. Yeah, Kotaku says this is extremely bad for you and people will get sick after, and they say that the bad stuff is leaving you. Yeah, it's barely a sublethal dose. And so, yeah, somebody will overdose with it too and hurt themselves. So yeah, don't do that. Don't drink bleach. So yes, so the microdosing thing is not a thing with acid. Don't do that with acid. You do dilute an acid when you put it into water, but don't drink it. No, don't. Seriously. I know you want to. Don't. Listen to me. Take that acid out of your mouth. Spit it out. Jeez, I cannot believe the world we live in, people. Like, get it together. Holy mackerel.
Is that what you sound like when one of your dogs has something in their mouth that they shouldn't, like, spit it out?
Leave it. Leave it. No. Bad Nico. No, actually, Nico's really good. He's a golden retriever. He really wants to please, so. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. That is our show. I am Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney, and this is Lawful Masses, your favorite legal news and education channel. We are a community-supported channel on YouTube and Twitch and Floatplane, and we get financial support from you, our watchers and listeners, on patreon.com/ljfrench and sponsors.com/law. Thank you very much for your monthly support in the month of April at the $50 plus level. Thank you to Wes Delj, Video Quarantined, John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Eevi, Kyle Mudrak, Spirit Bear, Michael Pearce, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Aspernari, Joe Tyson, Benjamin Hitov, Stephen, Ottah, Cute Grills in Your Area, Longreach Jones, Zachary Chaney, Nicely Done Defense, Wesley Mullen from Mullen PC, Sean McNamara, Josh Baker, Ugly Grill, Gregory, Shielo T, Michael Moore, and Beastman. And thank you to the $5 plus supporters who are scrolling on the LED panel next to me here. All of the supporters are on that panel and go in the description of the videos that drop. We recognize you monthly, starting on the 2nd of the month because of the way Patreon and sponsors process on the 1st of the month. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. I love you all. Have a great week. I'll see you in the videos that drop. Bye.